at HANKSTERS of Daytona Beach, Florida. We've always had some very unique cars, unusual cars, low production cars, sought after vehicles, but of everything we've had in the last 2 years, this car absolutely takes the cake for the most desirable, unique, low production, sought after vehicle that you could ever want. Last year for production for a 426 Hemi, 1971, plum crazy, one of the hottest colors that you could possibly get on a Mopar. 1970, first year for that color. 426 Hemi, the most sought after engine in race history. I mean, it's just never been anything to equal the look, the sound, the dynamics of the 1970 426 Hemi, 71 426 Hemi, and they came out in 66 as a street Hemi. Incredible vehicle. This car is 100% original in every aspect. No one's done anything to this engine. It's all original underneath. Still has all the crayon markings on it, all the original painting on it. The plug wires are still the original plug wires. Does have a replacement battery in it, I guess, you know, that goes without saying. Original radiator, all the original stickers. Okay, the car was made as a performance car last year for production. No power steering, no power brakes. It's a 4-speed. It has a Dana 60 carrier in it, pause traction, heavy duty rear end, which is actually 3/4 ton Dodge truck material. This thing was just made to use and run and perform. That's what it was made to do. Again, a very unusual car. This particular car has a real 22,000 miles on it. We have all the paperwork to go along with this car. And it was, in 2013, the car that was a giveaway car in conjunction with Dodge Chrysler Corporation. They had this car and they had another car that they produced. It was called Plum Crazier. And you got the two cars, you bought a chance and you won the two cars plus $50,000 in cash to take care of the taxes that you'd have to pay on both the vehicles. So it was just a great giveaway from Chrysler Corporation to do something like this. This was that actual car, all documented, done to the nth degree. And that's the car that we have here today to present to you. Okay, going down the driver's side of our very unique 426 Hemi 71 Dodge Challenger. Front side marker light, you can see that the trim around it is just gorgeous. There's no marks or scuffs or anything on it. Wheel lip molding, same way, no dents, no marks on it anywhere. Striping on the front fender is nice and clean, just the way it was when it was new. Goodyear Polyglass GT tires, bias ply. I'm sure they had to be replaced. They would have been all dry rotted by this point in time, but they are the original equipment type tire with the dog dish color keyed wheels to go with the Plum Crazy paint. Original wiper arms and blades on the car. You can see the front window around the vinyl tops. None of this has ever been touched. It didn't need to be. The car's original. Tinted windshield in the front. Tinted glass on the sides. Front fender to the door and rocker panel. There's no deviation whatsoever. It's as nice as can be. Again, we're talking about a relatively new car here, so there's nothing to say other than everything is as it was in 1971. Color keyed mirrors, both sides. Doors, no marks, no scuffs or anything. The latches and everything. Your sticker inside the door is still undisturbed, original from Chrysler. The door where it goes onto the quarter panel, you can see is just no overhang. It fits and closes and functions as it should. Drip rail, the trim, there's no marks or dings or marks of any type on it. All the rubber is just nice and soft and pliable, yet this car was really well housed and taken care of, which it should have been. Tinted glass in the rear, quarter panel, the 71 only vents on the sides. Again, wheel lip molding, no marks or dings or anything in it. Side marker, rear light, same way, just a smooth and nice transition onto the quarter panel as you'd ever want to find. Down the sides, laser straight. I mean, this car could not possibly be any nicer. I saw it up on a rack the other day, and the undercarriage, which you'll see in our other video. Whenever you look up at a vehicle from down and you still don't see any imperfections or deviations in the car, you know you got something really straight, and that's what this car is. This car is as straight as it. You'd never find another one like this, never. Great car down the driver's side. All right, going around the back of our Challenger, you can see that the deck lid fits absolutely as flush and nice as could possibly be. Again, the trim around the back of the vehicle, the bumper, the chrome, the fit, finish, everything you can see is uniform from one side to the other. Rear valance is no marks, no deviation from one side to another. The quad exhaust, which was a Dodge only for the Challenger. Plymouth didn't use 4, they used 2. Came out the valance instead of underneath. The tail lights are nice and shiny plastic, just like they were when they were new. I can't find a single thing on this car. The trim around the back window, around the base of the vinyl top, all this is all original, and it's undisturbed in any way. And wherever you see on most vinyl top cars, especially Challengers and Cudas, you'll find some little marks underneath the vinyl. This car has absolutely none, and it's still the original vinyl top on the car. It's just it's a new car. All right, going down the passenger side, you can see the bumpers, how they fit. Again, you know, there's nothing that's ever been disturbed on this car. Side marker light the same way, just as smooth as can be. Quick fuel Mopar gas filler that they had. Wheel lip molding the same as the other two, just as nice and sweet as can be. I don't see any marks on the vehicle. RT striping the same way as the other side, nice. Quarter panel to the door, there's just no deviation whatsoever. Window molding, drip rail, window wipes or fuzzies or whatever you want to call them. The rubber's still soft and still original. The interior of the car is all original, carpeting, dash, everything has the original wood grain steering wheel with no cracks or breaks in it. Pistol grip shifter, which would have been correct for 1970. Does have the Relly instrumentation in it. Radio delete. One of the very few cars that left the factory with no radio. It was a purpose-built car. Whoever ordered this car built it for himself for one purpose, to go fast. No steering, no brakes, no console, and no radio. Everything again fits as it should. You go down the side of the door, the rocker panel, you can't feel any deviation whatsoever, nothing. If you close your eyes, you don't feel where you go from the door to the fender or the quarter or anything. Again, another color keyed mirror. Front fender still has a Mopar Pentastar on it. Wheel lip on the passenger side front, same as the other three. No problems, no issues, no dings, no marks. Side marker light the same way. I don't see any deviations or any marks or scuffs or anything in the paint at all. I see absolutely nothing. I don't see any dings in it, looking down the sides of it. There's nothing that I can tell you negative on this car. I mean, even as far as the back of the hood, the way it fits up to the fenders, there's nothing that I can tell you negative on this car. It's as nice a car as you could ever possibly find. It's just a very unique find to find something this original, this documented. And again, it's a car that was a giveaway car in 2013 with the Plum Crazier car that was sanctioned by Dodge, one of one built. This is number 23 of 71 that were produced in a 426 Hemi in 1971. So they only made 71. This is number 23 in that production line. Again, makes it very unique. Documentation, anything that you want to see. It's been publicized. We have original documentation with the car. We have the original flyers that went with the car. The car is just a real survivor, 22,000 mile, very unique car. Rarest thing we've ever had here at HANKSTERS, one of the rarest cars I've ever personally seen and been able to even have my hands on. So this car is just very unique. And the best way that you're going to have to get in touch with something like this unique is unique up on it here at HANKSTERS in Daytona. We're underneath our 1971 unique Challenger RT 426 Hemi 4-speed, 22,000 mile, unmolested, gorgeous, gorgeous brand new car. The car's new, so I'm going back and have my tea. All right, underneath here we have the original 11x3 drum brakes in the front. It does have new shocks put on it from the factory ones. Heavy duty torsion bars, original undercoating, original splatter paint underneath. Floor pans are 100% original. The suspension with 22,000 miles is all original. If you notice, the correct manifold pipes off of the correct cast iron exhaust manifolds themselves. These are the original H pipes that came with the 426 Hemi cars in 1970-71. The floor pans, as I said, are just 100% original. They still have the factory undercoating on them, factory splatter with the factory gray rust preventative treatment that Chrysler did with these cars back in 1970s, 71. Subframes don't have any marks on them. The fuel lines, the brake lines, everything are all original. No marks, no deterioration on them. The car's never had anything done to it. It's a 1971 car. It's still new. There's really not too much. Pinch welds are still obviously evident. The floor pans have never been changed. Park and brake is still the original one and it's still functional. The shifter's been greased and lubed up some. Original Hurst shifter that came with them with the pistol grip. No leaks. 4-speed Mopar tranny. You can see the engine is still the original factory Hemi orange paint on it. Some chip marks off the paint on the bell housing shroud on the bottom, but it's still original paint. The car halfway back through it, going on to the rear floorboards, is all original. There's nothing to say other than it's the original 1971. All right, going back toward the back of our 71 Challenger Hemi, rear subframes. Again, no marks, no scuffs, no dents, no dings, no jack marks or anything on them. The front torque boxes are reinforced for 426 Hemi the way they should be. 6 on the left side of the car, 7 springs on the right for torque bias. 9 3/4 inch Dana rear end in these cars. Hemis came that way as a standard equipment. 4-speed Hemi cars were all Dana cars. Basically, it's a Dana 60 Carrier, which is a Dodge truck. Original gas tank, original mufflers, original quad exhaust out the back, the floor pans in the trunk, the rear drums, of course, in the back here. They're 11 by 2.5, 11 by 3 in the front. Original shock still in the back. The car is an unmolested 22,000 mile 1971 Challenger 426 Hemi 4-speed. Bet you can't find another one. And it's here at HANKSTERS.